Welcome to The Cameron Show. I'm your friend, Cameron Tyler, and I'm so happy that you're here. We're coming to you live from Dude IDK Studios in Denver, Colorado, and I am so thrilled because today, November 20th, is the 5th anniversary of my first book, Lukas with a K. And here to discuss this book with me today is one of my oldest and dearest friends. Her name is Jessica Moore. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
You're getting over a little cold.
Yes.
So she has a little bit of what we call caca voice.
A little sexy raspiness.
It's sexy, it's raspy. Jessica, I'm going to start with the same basic questions that I start with every episode for every guest. Number one. Actually, I'm going to throw a third one in.
Okay.
Because next week is Thanksgiving. Let's start with this.
All right.
Jessica, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for the life that I've been blessed to have.
Oh my God.
I think, I'm in a good spot. I have a house. My kids have food. They have clothes. We don't really have to ask for much. And so I'm thankful to be where I'm at right now.
She's a self-sufficient queen.
Period.
And I've always said that. All right. So if someone at home doesn't know you, Jessica, how would you introduce yourself to them in 10 words or less?
Ooh, that's hard. I would say I'm an empath.
Ooh.
I'm very independent.
Yes.
I hate asking people for stuff. I'm lazy. I'm very goofy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're a mama bear.
Of course, yes. That's me first and foremost as a mom. But I always hate doing that because people are like, okay, but what about you? And I'm like, that's literally my life.
I mean, but even before you were a mom, and we'll get into this, you've had a caretaker's personality.
Oh yeah, very nurturing all the time.
Yeah,
and
super nurturing.
That's my grandma. She'll go and say, as long as I can remember, you've always loved babies. And I'm like, oh, I love babies. I just love taking care of people, I guess.
You love babies and gabies.
Period. That is the truth.
Which is how we met, which we will get into. But first, I'm going to ask you the third question. If you were to close your eyes and you envision your aura, what color do you see?
I'm getting pink and turquoise.
Ooh.
Like a mixture.
Wow, it is fall, but those are some spring colors.
Like a warm pink. Like a hot pink. But very bright.
That's so floral.
I wonder what that means.
I mean, it sounds very fresh to me. Hot pink and turquoise?
Yeah.
Almost watery, maybe?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, I love that. I mean, maybe the turquoise has something to do with the blue and green.
I do have turquoise nails,
and you have turquoise nails.
Maybe that's
and then this pink, we were just talking about my little T-Mobile Pride fan from when T-Mobile still loved the gays. Oops. They don't really anymore, so they're canceled. Okay, well, those are great colors. That's a great vibe. That's a great introduction to you.
Thanks.
Great things to be thankful for. We have known each other, we were just talking about this, for over 20 years, which is insane. We met in, I want to say it was December of 2004, because I think it was a Christmas party.
Yeah, and I believe it was at your house or your mom's house.
Yeah, it's the last house where my mom and dad lived together. So crazy enough, my mom and dad's house, which is something I rarely say. But you were dating my cousin Daniel. And I knew nothing about you at the time other than you were dating my cousin Daniel. Mm-hmm. But then as time went on, you became friends with our other cousin, Christina. Mm-hmm. And so I would see you sometimes. And then we were connected on MySpace. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, the earliest memories that I have of you are when you would post poetry on your blog on MySpace. And then I was like, oh my gosh, she likes writing. And I don't really remember how this translated into us hanging out, but I do remember that shortly the first time we hung out was shortly after I came out and you took me to Chili's. Do you remember
Yes.
this?
Yes. And I don't know if you were old enough, but I remember having a margarita. Did you have a margarita with me, or did I let you take a drink of my margarita or something?
And I certainly could not have had a margarita because I think I was 17.
Okay.
Like, I just came out, so, like, I think it was, like, that fall, so I think I was 17, like, freshly 17.
Okay.
So maybe you were 21.
Yeah,
So you were like, oh, I can have a margarita at Chili's.
probably.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God, as you should.
Yeah, I definitely remember that, though.
But the funny thing is, there was really, like, we didn't have mutual friends. We both did like writing, but I feel like the vibe of that was like you were kind of checking in on me.
Oh, yeah.
Like I had just come out. My family was great when I came out. Like it was no like trauma or drama around coming out, but you were kind of just like, "Oh my gosh, how are things going? I like want to know how you're doing." And I didn't drive still, so you must have picked me up
Mhm.
because I did not drive until I was 18 because I did not want to drive. So you must have picked me up. We had this dinner, and then I was just like, "Oh my God, I love this girl so much." I mean, I always
Oh.
liked you obviously
Mm.
because you were friends with my cousins, but that's when I feel like we had our own friendship.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, like, we always hung out, like you said, with your cousins, like, and I remember you taking pictures and, like, editing them for
Oh,
our
yes.
MySpaces and, like,
Yes.
doing that, but, like, that was kind of, like, with them. But,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, I think the Chili's kind of, solidified, like, a Cameron Jessica friendship.
Thank God for Chili's. They're not even sponsoring this, but they should. Um, I went to Chili's the other day and my cousin Brittany wore a hat that said, did you see it on my
I
story?
did not.
Her hat said, "Good girls go to heaven, bad girls go to Chili's."
Oh, yes.
Yes. I love that hat.
I was like, "I want one."
No, Chili's, thank God for Chili's. So we love Chili's. So like we've always been friends, but like never have seen each other like all the time.
Mhm.
But you're always there. You are like another cousin to me.
Aw.
And you've always been super supportive of everything that I do, especially because you enjoy writing. I think that's why I always felt comfortable sending you stuff that I was writing. Like I think I even sent you when I was like younger and I worked on music. I feel
Oh
like
my
I
god,
sent it to you,
yes.
right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, like
I
I
remember
always
that.
was like, this is a person that I feel safe sending stuff to. And like in the beginning, when I was making music, I was kind of self conscious that it was like gay. But I was like, I am not worried about this girl. Cause at the time, you had like a gay best friend
Yes.
and you guys were like always hanging out. And I think that was part of it of why I was like, oh my God, she's so down. Like, I love this girl. So we've known each other for 20 years and it's been lovely, only wonderful.
Yeah.
Even when I was like in my early 20s, I remember, and I was like first like a hoe. I shouldn't even say
Track
this on
stays.
publicly. Yeah, when I was like being naughty around the suburbs of Lakewood and I wanted to like tell someone about it. I
Oh my
did
god.
not tell my cousins, but I told you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I quickly realized honestly she's even more down than most
Oh,
of
I
my
am
cousins.
never gonna judge you, and I probably have done equal amount of things.
Yeah. Well,
So
you know everything I've done because I told you, plus you read it in my
yes.
other book.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, we won't even go there. But this is also part of the reason why when I was done writing this book, Lukas with a K, in the beginning of 2020 is when I finished it. I chose you as one of the people to like read it, tell me if you caught any errors in it, give me feedback on the story, because you had always been supportive. And you read the whole thing like in a day.
Oh, yeah. I think it was, like, not even, like, a whole day. It was, like, a half a day. I just sat there and binged it.
You binged it and you had so many thoughts. What do you remember about your first time reading it? Because it has been a while.
Yeah, it's well, like you said, 5 years. The first time I read it, I think I went into it more thinking like, okay, like I'm looking for errors, not really looking into the story a whole lot.
Yeah.
But then when I would get to like a certain like interesting part, I'd be like, oh my God, like that shit's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought it was a good book. I 100% like back it, you know what I mean? So I think I told my cousin, or I'm sorry, my nephew, and I don't think like my daughter's old enough right now
No.
to read it.
No.
I was listening to the audio the second time around, she was like, "Is this book appropriate?" And I'm like, "Probably not right now."
No. Probably not.
But yeah, so I mean, I honestly really do enjoy it. I think it's a great story.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you were extremely supportive, and when you gave it back to me, you were like, yes, 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 yes. I think you did find a few things which I'm very grateful for that I could edit as far as like punctuation or spelling or putting the same word twice or whatever. But you were extremely supportive. So then when it came out, I like took you a signed copy, I remember.
Yes.
But
How special.
I was really happy to have you read it because this book is it's fiction, obviously, but it's very thinly veiled that this person, I mean, also I used to have glasses.
Right.
So for a long time, these were my eyes, just if anyone cannot tell. And Lucas with a K is very similar to Cameron with a K.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted you to be one of the readers, not only because you're so supportive and you've always been supportive, but also because you knew me in high school, and that is like the time frame in which this character is based on in my life. And so there's a lot of themes in this book, and you just listened to it again this past weekend, and we like talked about it while you were listening to it, which was so fun.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, I don't want to ask her to send me her thoughts because I don't want it to be like burdensome, but you sent me so many that were so good.
Oh yeah. I think that was probably the best for me to do, is to send you notes as I had them.
Yeah.
Just so that it was like fresh and like it was like real time.
Yes.
Like these are my reactions and then like after reading your second book and then going back to this, I definitely see like you said where the similarities are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cuz you read A Mural in Space also before it came out.
Yeah.
And you had quite a reaction to that book.
Oh my God. And that's why I think this time too, like this one was more emotional reading this, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so real, you know?
Yeah, because now you know.
It's like, real experiences. So
yeah, a lot of people, when I put this book out, they connected the dots as far as like his name is Lucas with a K, which you know what is funny? Originally, his name was not Lucas. When I started writing this book in 2009, and I was a senior in high school in creative writing class. My teacher, Mr. Schacht, gave us an assignment to like write a scene. And the scene that I wrote was about a boy named Max. And he's getting on a bus and he's leaving his small town, but he's going to Los Angeles. And the book, or the short story, was just about how nervous he was and how scared he was when he got there and how he thought that he made a mistake. But then once he spent a few days there, he realized like, oh, this is the best thing that I've ever done. And so then that summer after I graduated from high school, I was like, I mean, I've always liked to write stories and stuff. So I was like, I think I want to expand this and like figure out, why did he want to leave his small town?
Yeah.
Then I changed his name to Anthony.
Oh.
And so for like, honestly, until maybe 2015, for like the first 5 years I was writing this, his name was Anthony. And his best friend was his cousin Tiffany, which in high school, my best friend was my cousin Tiffany. And I don't know what like made me change it, but one day I was just like, I'm Cameron with a K, and I want him to have a name where it could be like with a K.
Yeah.
And I just chose Lucas because Lucas is always one of my favorite names.
I like that. I think it's fitting for him.
It's fitting for him because I think like in the way that I am a Cameron with a K, he's a Lucas with a K.
Yeah.
It's just
and
a
you kind
little
of like
different.
put that in the story too, like
Yeah.
Lucas with a K. So I don't know. I think it's cute.
I think it's cute too.
I have to cough.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's what happens when you're sick.
Yeah.
When you have caca voice.
Yes.
And then you have cough voice. No, that's perfect. Okay, great. So, God, I don't even remember why I said that about his name. I started writing it in 2009. I didn't finish writing it until 2020. But the crazy thing is, I wrote the first half of this book. It took me 10 years to write the first half. And then I left it alone for a long time. And when the pandemic happened, it took me like 7 weeks to write the second half of the book,
Mm-hmm.
like the second 7 chapters, because I was locked in my house and it like was a total form of escapism for me, and I love that for me.
Yeah, I think when you told me that you were writing a book and I was like, "Yes, please do it." And you're like, "Would you read it?" And I'm like, duh."
Yeah, cuz I mean, I think that was why else your perspective was so important to me, because there are a lot of people who are like supportive and they're like, "Oh my god, if that's what you're working on, I think that's amazing. You should totally do it." But you were, I mean, even when you knew what it was about, you were so invested in it. And you knew me during this time. And like you said, you've read the memoir, which just like further opened your eyes to what was
Oh my
real in it.
god.
And the memoir was so hard for you to get through, I know. Especially because you have a teenage son.
Yes, and I think that's why, because I read these, like you said, tell you about me. I'm a mom first,
Mm-hmm.
and so I read these thinking as a mom with children who are high school age, middle school age,
Yeah.
and like I just can't fathom, them having to go through things like that.
Well, and your nephew too,
Oh, and my nephew,
who's already been through high school. So you've
yeah,
seen someone through high
he's
school.
yeah, he's in college now. God, I don't even know what year of college now, but yeah. So
Yeah.
just having these kids in my life, it's like, I hold them so near and dear. Like I don't, and then I love you so much, and like thinking about little Cameron or any young queer kid is just
Yeah.
like emotional. I get so emotional. I want to protect all my gabies and my babies.
You are a baby and a gaby mama, and I've always said that. Um, okay, so I think where I was headed before is there's a lot of themes in this book. You
Mm,
sent me a lot of notes, which helped me like pick out some themes that we can discuss. Was wondering if we should be spoilery, but also I think we have to really talk about the storylines.
mm-hmm.
So if anyone doesn't want anything spoiled, maybe come back and listen to this after you read it if you read it. But um I think I want to ask you, because there's a lot of storylines and we'll go over them, but which storyline or storylines, if there's a few, stick out to you the most? I mean,
Other than
overall, I
Lucas.
guess overall I should say this is a book about a teenage boy who
Mm,
is a senior in high school. This book follows his senior year. He lives in a fictional town in New Mexico called Santana, and the year is 1999. The book begins with him coming out, and I guess I'll just say the book ends with him leaving the small town.
right.
So, at the end of his senior year. So, this book is about the tumultuous journey of his senior year, but throughout the senior year, he has his first romance. Well, kind of his first. It's really his first real romance, even though it's toxic.
Oh God.
He has a falling out with his best friend. He is supporting another one of his best friends, which is his cousin, through a teenage pregnancy. He betrays another one of his friends, um, a newer friend that he has, Nissa.
Mm-hmm.
He makes amends with a former friend that kind of helps him come of age in admitting some of his own faults. He makes some really bad decisions that get him into hot water. He has guidance from a mentor named Zandra,
Mm-hmm.
who is really wise, and I think one of your favorite
I
characters.
love her.
Yeah, from what you've said. His mom is really cold. She's present, but she's cold.
Mm-hmm.
She's dating a guy who is a police officer who ends up investigating something that Lukas did. So there's so much going on.
And the reason why Lucas did it.
And the reason why Lukas did it is also its own storyline. I can't believe I didn't even think about that,
That was
but
like, I'm like, when are you gonna get to
I
that?
know, maybe because I blocked out of my mind. Yes, there's a sexual assault storyline that is kind of traumatic.
God.
Yeah, Jessica didn't love that. Um, so which of those storylines like stands out to you?
Probably that one.
Yeah.
King. That one was heavy.
Yeah.
Also probably Lucas going through his like therapist, psychiatrist.
Oh yeah. Also, Lukas has a whole mental health journey.
Yeah. His self-harming.
Yes, he does
That one
self-harming.
was that sticks out. Um I mean, the whole thing is just like it's like one thing after another. Like, how could you
Do you
just
think
pick
that it's
one?
too much?
No. I mean, because it's like, again, it's like realistic, you know? These are things that can happen to one person
I
and probably
mean,
have happened to one person.
no, I think they're all real. I mean, here, okay, this is what I was going to say earlier. I'm like remembering because my brain is all over the place when I think about this book. A lot of people have asked me over the years, because this is so clearly me, they're like, how much of this is autobiographical? And obviously, I was not a senior in high school in 1999.
Mhm.
I'd never lived in Santana, New Mexico, because A, it doesn't exist, and B, it's a small town. And honestly, it's based on Alamosa.
Mhm.
Could you tell?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that it's
Mhm.
based on Alamosa. And originally it was just going to be in Alamosa, but then I wanted to make it fake. I
I
don't know.
like that it's fiction.
I do too.
Mhm.
Um but a lot of people have asked, is this like a self-portrait of your actual life? And I always say it's all the colors but in a different order.
Mhm.
It's all stuff that has either happened to me or someone that I know or something that I was very close to. Um and then of course a lot of people ask, didn't your school burn down 2 times while you were in high school?
Did
And I'm
it?
like, yeah,
I
Bear
didn't know that. I
Creek.
had no idea.
Oh, Bear Creek had two big fires while I was in high school.
Mm.
One happened right before spring break of our junior year, and we had a 2-week spring break, and for the rest of the year we could only use half of the school. And the other one happened like in the gym during lunch one day right before we were moving to our new building, and we like had a really long spring break again.
For
But I
senior
did
year?
not, I want to go on record and say I didn't cause any of those fires. I think maybe that's where my fascination of fires and teachers, schools came from. But just to be clear, I didn't start any of those fires. I don't know who set those
On the
fires.
record.
On the record, I did not. But that's something that was like, that aspect was very close to me. And like, it's very clear, I think, that Sam, the character Sam, his cousin that he's really close to, is based on my cousin Tiffany.
Mhm.
Michael Medina, based on my cousin Wedo. Did you know Wedo? I meant to ask you
Nope.
this.
I never met him. I just thought I saw his pictures, of course, on like MySpace, and I thought he was super cute, but
Yeah.
I didn't know him.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that makes sense because you were kind of like, I definitely knew you in the same era that we were close, but I didn't see you often enough, I guess, that you ever crossed paths. And you mostly know about our relationship through my second book.
Yes.
But anyway, a lot of this is directly and indirectly from my life, like
Mhm.
at the same time. Also, I want to be clear, the character of Michael, so many people know that producer Michael is like my best friend and
Oh.
he is a straight man. And a lot of people think like, oh, that must be who Michael is.
Mhm.
Not at all. I did not know Michael Philippi in high school. The character of Michael is not actually based on my friend Michael. Just want to make that clear. But yeah, there are a lot of themes, and sometimes I look back and I think it's too much because it's very melodramatic, but it's also young adult fiction.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that you can tell it's like, you remember when I was in high school, what did I used to love watching on TV? Days of Our Lives.
Yes, I was gonna say like novella.
I used to love
Um,
novellas, Degrassi, One Tree
yes,
Hill,
all drama.
all drama. And so I think that comes through.
Definitely.
Yeah. Um, and the format also is in kind of like a TV season format. I don't know if you can tell this or not, but like, I like the format of a TV season, like how it used to be. Obviously, now these episodes just all come out at once, or sometimes people do it weekly, and then a season is like 10 weeks of episodes coming out on like HBO Max or something.
Mhm.
But remember, like when we were in high school, TV would come out like September through May,
Yeah.
once a week. And then at the holidays, there would be a break. And to make sure that you would come back after the holidays, they would have like a mid-season
Marathon.
finale.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like something big would happen, and
Mhm.
then there would be a cliffhanger that you wouldn't find out what happened till after
Yeah,
Christmas. Do
to
you know
be
what I mean?
continued. Dot
To
dot
be
dot.
continued. Yes, yes, yes. So that's what I did in this book. So on the Y2K, that is like the mid-season
Oh,
finale.
yes. Okay.
So there are 14 chapters. It ended up being 14, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when she was listening to it, I was like, I think there's only 12 chapters. There are actually 14 chapters and then like a prologue and an epilogue. But chapter 7 is kind of like the mid-season finale, and a lot happens in that chapter
That makes sense. Yeah.
all at
It's like
once.
halfway through, like, yeah. And it's like 10 months, so it's like this school year
Yeah.
pretty much. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that is kind of like each chapter is kind of like an episode or 2 episodes, I
Yeah.
guess. So there's a lot going on. And sometimes when I look back at it, now that I'm 34 and I'm like, I started writing this book half my life ago, that is really bizarre to me. So even though it's like the 5th anniversary of this book, it's been 17 years since I started working on it, which is nuts. That's literally half my life. So I'm like a different person than I was when I started writing it. And I even shifted who I was during writing it, because from 17 to it came out when I was 29. So like I changed a lot during that time. So sometimes when I read it, I always wonder, like, is this even cohesive? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I wrote chapter 1 when I was 17 and I wrote chapter 14 when I was 29.
Do you read it like from like as it's not you, like it's like somebody else's perspective, or?
I try to, and that's a really good question, because there are days that I wish I didn't read the audiobook, like that it wasn't my voice.
Oh,
Which is funny because you just said that you liked that it
I
wasn't my
loved it.
voice.
Yeah.
I wish sometimes, and maybe this is selfish, but I wish I had like cast someone else to read the audiobook, because I think then I would be able to. But I can't listen to it in another voice. And when I write it, or when I read it, I think about when I wrote it, and I have that kind of brain that just like I read it and I think about, I would have used this word instead.
Oh.
I would have used this word instead. So it's so hard for me, and I think that's why I get in my head about it.
It's almost like you're disconnected.
Yeah.
Like, cause like when I'm like, I read stuff that I wrote like in, high school, I like think about the person that I was back then. Like, oh my God, you were going through so much, girl. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so that's what I wondered. Like, when you read it, are you thinking of like like of yourself as a separate person, like the person that you were back then, or you're just, because to me now it sounds like you're just reading it like in an editing way. Like,
Well, I try not to, but if I'm like in the mode of it, like, because the crazy thing is, I probably read it more in an editing way now than I did even when I was writing it. Because when I was writing it, especially the second half, because that was during COVID. I've talked about this on the podcast a few times, but COVID was like the best time of my adult life. Like the first couple months of COVID, I finished writing this book because my brain finally got a break from the world that I didn't even know that I needed. And that's why like it took me a couple months to write the second half of this whole story, because I completely went into this world. So like when you think of the second half of the book and you think about like the prom happens, then Michael's party happens, graduation happens. I swear to God, Jessica, I felt like I was there when I was in it, and I felt like I was 17 again. So it's weird because now when I read it, I try to get back into that mindset and I can't. It was like this sounds so cheesy, but it felt like a portal opened.
Yeah.
That I can't even get through now. But I wish I could. Like, I don't know, maybe I need to have an edible and read it sometime.
Oh God. Oh my God, who would want
But
to
maybe
go
it would
back
freak
through
me
that?
out.
Yeah.
I know. Because there's a lot of traumatic stuff in here. But when I was like going through the book again, I will say one thing that I'm really happy about. And this is something that I have gotten a lot of compliments about that at first I didn't like, and now I do. One main thing that I hear about this book from people is that they like all the other characters besides Lukas better. Like, so many people who have read this are like, no offense, but like, Lukas wasn't even my favorite character. This character was, or this character was. And at first I was just like, okay, that's hard not to take personally because Lukas is literally based on me. And especially when I was younger and I was like closer to that and like people would read parts of it and they would say that, I'd be like, why? It's supposed to be about me.
Mhm.
But now that I have distance from 17-year-old me and therefore like who Lucas is based on, now I'm like, oh, that actually makes me feel like I did my job
Mm.
because all the other characters are what's important to him.
Yeah, exactly. You give them substance. Like,
Yeah.
they have their own stories, their own storylines, their own character.
Yeah.
They're not just, like, there to, like, give a response or be, like, they have, like, actual substance to them.
Yeah. Like, I remember when you were first reading it, you were, like, telling me what you thought all of them would look like or, like, which actors and stuff,
Mhm.
and that's kind of around the time when I was like, "Oh, okay. That means I'm painting a pretty good picture here,"
Yeah.
because a lot of the things you said who did you say for Zandra the other day?
Alfred Woodard.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
which I'm like, that's honestly pretty close to what she probably would look
Have you seen
like.
the movie, what is it called, with her and, like, Robert Downey Jr. and Heart and Souls? It's
No.
like 1993, um, but she and, like, several other people die, but that's, like, the era that I think of Zandra in. It's like you'll have to look her up to see what she looks like. I mean, her character is actually from, like, the '60s, I think, in that movie because she's dead, but,
Oh.
yeah, I think of her the way she talks and, like, presents herself, that's how I think of her,
Oh my
how I think of
god.
Zandra.
I love that. And Zandra's one of the characters that will be in the next book because
Oh,
the
good.
next book
Right,
is like a prequel, right? But she's kind of like the bridge.
Mhm.
So that's good that you like her
I love
because
her.
you love
I
her.
love her.
Um, so like that is a compliment that I really like. A lot of people's favorite character is Nissa. What are your thoughts about Nissa?
I mean, she's fine. I think it's funny that she, like, is so like you said in the book that she has, like, glitter in her head or, like,
Yeah.
that's, like, perfect description of her, and she's so, like, bouncy and that's, completely opposite of Lucas. So I
Yes.
love that, but I feel like she's, like, the typical kinda city girl who has gay friends and,
Yeah,
like
like she doesn't even think about him being gay,
no.
really, except
Sh
for to cheer it on.
Yeah. And she's just, like, peppy and so I mean, she's fine, but she wasn't, like, one of my favorites, I guess.
Besides Zandra, who's your favorite?
I really like Sam and, like, the relationship that she has
They have a
with
good
Lucas. Oh,
relationship.
she's, like she doesn't care about anything. She's just, like, down for, like
She is ride or
yeah,
die,
that is yeah.
which is how Tiffany was with me. And it's so funny because, like, the other day when you were reading, you were like, oh my God, I love that Sam tells Michael off. And I was like, oh, I forgot that happened in Lucas with the K because I remember writing about that when that was really based on happened in my real life. Wado and I had like a big fight. He called me, I think, the F word. And I probably called him way worse things, to be honest. And we got in like a huge fight, and he threw me into my closet door, and we broke the Christmas tree in my room. And I called Tiffany crying about it. And I was just like devastated. And I told her, please don't do anything though. I'm just like, I'm telling you because I'm upset. And she couldn't help herself. She like texted him just a slew of things, guilting him and made him feel awful about it. And so then when you said that in Lucas with the K, I was like, I thought that was in a mural in space. And so then I went and found it in the
Yeah,
mural in space and I
the
was like,
snippet.
oh, now this is an example of something that came straight out of my life.
Mhm.
That is crazy. Yeah, Sam is a ride or die.
Yeah.
Sam makes me happy.
I mean, like, literally, they do everything. Like, as soon as anything happens, they're, like, calling each other at each other's houses. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, anything that happens, the dances, they're getting ready together. They're
Yeah.
just like, they're almost like soulmates. They're just a
They
part of
are.
each other.
I would say they are soulmates. And like I think that is one of the main love stories in this book. Like to me, I think for a long time I had trouble identifying and maybe you can tell when you're reading it and maybe you can't because maybe it's another thing where I'm in my head, but I had trouble figuring out what is the real love story in this book. And it's like actually there's a lot. Like there it's not just, there's no grand romantic love story, first of all, because his romantic interest is really toxic.
Mm-hmm.
His romantic interest is a boy named Ray Melendez, who is a troublemaker. He's bi. He can't make up his mind of what he wants. He has a
He's quote
history.
unquote confused, as per Lukas.
Yeah. And he is kind of sociopathic.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy because at the time I really thought this is my idea of a hot guy.
Ew.
I know, which this is an example also of how I feel disconnected from the character, but I know it's because I've grown up. Like, the fact is, that is who I was, and it's not who I am. And maybe that's also part of the reason why it's hard for me to get, like, maybe my brain won't let me get back into that, because my brain is like, we have done so much work for you to not think that is romantic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could read this and not cringe at Ray, but also I think part of why I'm cringing is because I get why Lukas is attracted to him.
Yeah, it's like hot bad boy.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean that comes through, right? Like in the story, like you kind of get it, but like, and then maybe as like an adult straight woman, I'm like, ew, all these toxic things he does, and you still keep going back. Like, what is wrong with you?
I know. It's like compulsive too.
I know.
Like, he can't help himself, which is like, that was another thing. It was really important for me to make him an imperfect character, which I think I did.
Yeah.
And ironically, that was like a really important thing to me in Mural in Space. Like, I tried to take ownership of a lot of messed up things that I did when I was younger. But yeah, that's so funny because I would not consider that a hot guy now. But
it's
at the
like
time
red
I
flag
did.
after red flag.
He's full of red flags. And the funny thing is, so that was like the quote unquote romantic love story of the book. But when people would ask, like, oh, is there like a love story? Because I didn't date in high school. So when I was writing this, some people would ask, like, oh, does he have a love interest? Is there a love story? And I'd be like, I feel weird calling that a love story.
Yeah.
So when I think about it now, I think the real love stories are like Lukas and Sam, where she discovers she's pregnant and then he says, like, I'm gonna see this thing through with you.
Yeah.
Or Lukas and Michael, where it's like, we are having a very difficult time understanding each other, but there's something here that I am unwilling to let go because I know it's too important to me. Or like even him and his mom, like, they have a terrible time understanding each other. Or him and Zandra.
Oh yeah.
And like the love that he receives from her.
And Laura.
Laura is Zandra's
Just
wife.
as Zandra's wife, like she's
a lesbian.
So yeah. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Lukas has a hard time believing that an older woman can be a lesbian.
That just shows you too, like, that he's living in 1999 in a small town.
Yeah, and his only context is like Ellen DeGeneres on a magazine.
I was like, what the heck?
Can old ladies even be gay? Or he says something like that.
Yeah.
I know. It's also hard for me to not cringe at that kind of stuff, even though it's authentic.
Yeah, no, it's real.
I think that's part of why sometimes I'm like, is this too much? Is it crazy? It's hard for me to read it. I will not listen. Like, I have never listened to the audiobook except for when it was being edited. I've never listened to it. I don't think I ever will. I hate listening to my voice, which is crazy because here I am on the Cameron Show podcast. But I also don't watch the Cameron Show. I have to be honest. I just talk and then I walk away. But yeah, wow. It's a lot. There's a lot going on in this book.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard for me not to cringe at a lot of it. But
I also think you have to have, well, like for me, you have to have lived in 1999, right? Or at least have some sort of idea like what 1999 was like. So like even if, you know, my kids were to read it, they probably wouldn't understand some of the, like the Ellen DeGeneres thing, or
I know, isn't that crazy?
Or like, I think I was telling you, they're in class and their chemistry getting their partners picked out, and Sam holds up a sad face on her notebook, and I'm like, that's totally 1999 because today they do have text each other, you know?
Yes.
So I'm like, that definitely puts it into perspective also, like the era, the time era that it's in.
I know. I'm trying to remember what is the reason I said it in 1999. And you know, the main reason I think it was is because I wanted to write a world where they didn't have cell phones.
And I think also because of Matthew Shepard,
Oh, yes.
because
That
you
was
do
a big,
mention him, yeah,
yes.
and it had just happened.
Yes. And anyone who's read my actual memoir will know, like, the Matthew Shepard murder was a very striking event in my life that made me realize I might not be safe as a gay person.
Yeah.
And that's how it was for Lucas, except for Lucas is like on the verge of adulthood and being like, oh no, I don't have time to even like deny this because this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm happy that I said it in 1999 because it's nostalgic. I mean, sorry, but no one's at parties playing Montel Jordan anymore.
No,
And I wanted a
listening
world where they
to
were.
J-Lo albums and
Yes. And I even have a playlist on Spotify. And I think I created it on Apple too.
I think you sent it to me.
Yeah, of like the music that I was listening to like take me back to 1999. Um, I'm happy that it was in a fictional town and he goes to a fictional city at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all I really want to spoil about the ending. Um, I ultimately feel very happy that this is my first book, but it's really hard for me to read. So I love that you reread it and then sent me your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm glad I reread it too. Again, because I did forget a lot, and I think I didn't put as much emotion into the first time around, and so the second time I was like reading it to enjoy it, and then
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, I love it. Yeah, I was, and again, it was super easy to get through. You know, like if
Yeah.
I didn't like it, just like I told you about one of your podcast episodes, if I didn't like it,
Oh,
I wouldn't read it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't listen to
yeah.
it. So I really do like it. I think it's a great book, and I'm glad it's your first book too. And I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank
Like what the
you.
heck? Like you wrote a whole book,
I wrote a whole
published,
book
self-published.
and I didn't even know what I was doing so much that there's no synopsis on the back. It's just the eyes again,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which now I just have to view as iconic.
And I'm actually kind of glad I didn't bring my own book because I want to keep it authentic.
Yeah, you do have your own signed copy. Wow. Well, thank you for reading it. Thank you for being my cheerleader.
I love it.
Thank you for joining me to celebrate 5 years of Lucas with a K. And also, starting today and going through the rest of this weekend. So if you're listening live on November 20th or on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, or I think 24th, I'm giving this book away for free on Kindle. So if you don't already have this book and you want to download it on Kindle for free, you can do that for the next 5 days because I have said so many times I did not write this to make money on it. I am not a professional author. I just write because I love writing. And so I want anyone who wants to download it to be able to. So this weekend, you can go download Lucas with a K for free and then tell me what you think, but only if it's nice things. Or if you had to cringe, I also love hearing what people cringe about. So that's great. Awesome.
Yay.
Just like that, it's time to shift gears. Now that we've celebrated Lucas, I'm done with him. I want to focus on you now. I want to play Sip, Savor, Spill. So you know the rules.
Yes.
You get to choose the rules. So we have the jars to your left. How would you like to play? We can do any order.
Yeah, let's do random.
Oh, random.
And I want you to ask the question.
Okay.
I want to read it first, though. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. Why don't you pick it out of the jar?
Okay.
And then you can read it and give it to me.
Yeah, and then...
Or you can just read it out loud.
Okay, I'll read it, but then you answer first.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Do we know which is which?
Well, you're doing random, so who cares?
Oh, true.
So I don't even know what jar you just picked out of.
This one.
Oh, that is Sip.
Okay.
Oh, so we're starting with Sip.
Okay.
Okay, great.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
I actually have two. So my first go-to karaoke song is actually, you're going to think I'm such an FAG for this. It's Waiting for Tonight by Jennifer Lopez. It's easy for me to sing.
Song.
It's actually really easy to sing.
It's fun.
But if I actually have three, I haven't done this in a long time because I usually only speak or sing in Spanish if I'm drunk and I don't drink anymore. But I used to love singing Selena, No Me Queda Más, or Como la Flor.
Yes.
And I also like doing Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. It's really easy to do for karaoke.
Those are good
So
choices.
those are, and you know, the other thing is, I love that people know those songs, and so people always sing along. Because, like,
Yes.
the worst thing for me for karaoke is when you're up there and it's only you singing and everyone is looking at you and not moving or anything. I love when you're up there and everyone else is singing with you.
Yeah, that's so
So it's
fun.
just like, oh, you're on the microphone, but you're not alone.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
When's the last time you did karaoke?
Oh God, I can't I used to love to do karaoke. Like every week I probably did karaoke. Um
Where?
so when before children, I used to go with my mom to this bar. It's called Jaime's Restaurant now. It's on Sheridan and Jewel.
Oh, okay.
But it used to be called JoJo's. It was a lady JoJo who owned the bar. And we would do karaoke there like every week.
Oh my
And
God.
it was like a dive bar. So it's like me, 21 years old, and a bunch of old people.
Oh, I love that.
Because I would just hang out with my mom all the time. I really didn't, have like girlfriends or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I can't remember the last time I went. Now that I'm older, like I'm so much more reserved and less outgoing than I used to be when I was younger.
You are.
Yeah,
You're such a homebody
I
now. That's why. Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's, back to the kid thing, like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so I can't remember the last time I went though. It's been a good while. And I'll go and I love to watch people and like, but I won't get up on stage anymore.
Okay, well, let's go and then you can watch me
Okay.
and sing from the audience.
Period. I will definitely do that.
What did you used to sing?
I Want to Be Down by Brandy.
Oh, she's an R&B girly.
I loved that song. Or what is it?
I feel like that's a Brandy deep cut also. It's not one of her biggest songs.
I don't know. I had her CD, so all of her songs were like big to me.
Like, I think of Almost Doesn't Count or Have
yeah.
You Ever.
Oh, Have
or
You Ever
even
was
The
so
Boy Is
good.
Mine with Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have You Ever is too slow for me, I think.
That would be not a great karaoke song unless you really want to slow things down.
And Santeria. I used to like to do Santeria.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll change your mind once we're there.
No.
I'll buy you a margarita.
No.
Okay, fine. You can watch me. The last time I went or did karaoke was after my friend's wedding in April. And actually, I didn't sing any of the songs that I mentioned. I did, number one, I did Promiscuous, I think, by Nelly Furtado and Timbaland. And then I did Cher, Believe. And I'm good at Believe. So actually, that might be one of my top ones. She has
a deeper voice, too, so that's probably why.
I felt like a cowboy at part of it. I was singing so low. I was like, my voice isn't even meant to go that low. I can do like a manly deep voice, but it hurts me. Like, people are like, is that what you think you're supposed to sound like? And I'm like, no, it hurts me. I'm sorry, I'm just supposed to sound gay.
Like, gay voice for life.
It's a gay voice for life. I've grown to love it. Okay, great.
Okay, next.
Karaoke, yep, next.
All right.
That's Savor.
All right.
So it turns out we're
going in order.
Yeah.
All right. What kind of drunk are you?
Oh my God. Well, these days I'm not a drunk at all. I don't know that I would say I was a certain kind of drunk, though. When I did used to drink, I have talked about this a little bit before, but like in the last 5 years that I was drinking, from like, I guess 2018 to 23 when I quit, I was a very social drunk while I was out, and then I would go home and I would just be so sad.
Oh,
I know I'm being careful because I don't want to make you cry. But I would go home, especially in like the last few years of drinking, like 2022 and 2023. I would go home and I would be morbidly depressed. This is also before I was medicated. So I would then, like, the next day maybe be like bummed that I had been so bummed when I went home, which would make me want to have a drink. And then I'd be like, oh, well, I can't just have one drink because that's not going to do anything. So I got to have at least like, I don't know, 5 or 6. And then I would have fun again. So it was like a cycle of like having a lot of fun and then being very sad.
It sounds exhausting.
It was so exhausting, and it was exhausting on my liver, TBH. That's the real reason I had to quit. I have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Oh, God.
I know. We just have bad livers in my family. So it was exhausting on my body. It was exhausting on me, like mentally. but I was fun when I was social. I was rarely an angry drunk,
Mhm.
and I tried never to be like a sad drunk in front of anyone, and I was pretty good at like reserving
That's
it.
crazy that you're able to, like,
Yeah.
reserve that for
A
yourself.
performer through and
Yes,
through.
right.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few times when I was, like, with a friend, and I'd be like, "I need to cry," and they'd be like, "Okay,
Oh.
great." And, like, if I was with, like, my friend Mariah, maybe I would do that or something, but for the most part, I had a very wonderful time when I was out and about, but then it would always become very morbidly sad.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm
And
glad I
how long
don't
have you
drink.
been sober now?
I stopped drinking on April 24th of 2023, so it has been a little over 2.5 years.
Very nice. Round of applause.
Round of applause.
For
Thank
real,
you.
that's awesome.
Thank you. What kind of drunk are you?
Oh my god, I'm loud and obnoxious.
You know what's crazy? I don't think I've ever seen you drunk.
No, you don't want to.
No, I
It's
probably
not
don't. I
cute.
probably don't, but I kind of do. No, I probably do.
It's not cute.
Oh,
I'm,
okay.
like, loud and obnoxious, and I don't even realize
Like
it.
about what?
Just, like, "Cameron, oh my god," you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I
I
am
think it made me louder too.
yeah. And, I also get very, like, touchy and, like, flirty, and then very quickly I get tired, and I'm ready to go to bed.
Oh, see that I'm glad you said that. That's the other thing. When I used to drink, I would be wired until like 5 in the morning.
Oh my god.
I could never sleep
I
well
could
after
never.
drinking because I would get really sad when I went home and then I would always get anxious. And I would be like, like when you're, oh, maybe you don't because you go to sleep after you're drunk, but like if I would stay awake long enough to like, I have finished having fun, I've finished being depressed, and now I feel completely just hollowed out and like shaky, but on the inside.
Hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, well, it was
I
horrible.
get, like, I forget they call it hangxiety, like, the next day, like, hangover
Oh,
anxiety.
and that too.
Yeah, I get that, like, in the morning, but, like, yeah, if I'm drunk, if I'm drinking, like, I'm tired, I'm going to bed, and, like, it would be awful. I would have, like, guests over, like, and we'd be playing games or whatever, and I'd be like, "I'm going to the bathroom," and then I'd go to bed,
That is
lock
naughty.
my door.
You would
Pe
Irish goodbye in your own
Yes, in
house?
my own house. At other people's houses, like, I would be like, "I'm going to the bathroom," and they'd be like, "Ugh, she's going to bed."
Oh my god. No, I never did that. I was always the last one up. You know what? I actually remember one time that actually was very charming to me. Probably because it was like when I was in my early 20s, like 20 or 21. I had a New Year's party at my house. And because alcohol always made me so wired, I remember it was after New Year's and a bunch of people drank and I didn't let them drive. And so they passed out all over my apartment. I had like 12 people in my little
Mhm.
apartment on the couch, on the floor, in my bed. But I was so wide awake and everyone else was conked out. And I remember it was 4 in the morning and I was watching Golden Girls and all my friends were just passed out around me. And it was like the best thing ever. And it was like, I think I even like wrote a Facebook status being like, it's 4 in the morning and I'm living my best life watching Golden Girls on New Year's night.
Surrounded by the gentle snores of my drunken passed
Yes.
out
And actually, I'm
friends.
like, maybe that would be my heaven. Did you ever read that book, Five People You Meet in Heaven?
No.
Did you hear of it?
Mm-mm.
I should look up who wrote it. I think his name is Mitch Albom, but I read it like when I was in middle school, and it's about this guy, and he goes to like 5 different places, I think, that were important to him, and there's like a person, and it's not necessarily like 5 of his favorite people or anything like that. It's like 5 random people he encountered throughout his life. And I don't remember if they like tell him like this is how you change my I don't remember.
Hmm.
But like the concept was that heaven is somewhere you've already been, kind of.
Mhm.
I'm like, maybe that would be one of mine.
I feel like my heaven, this is, like, random, but I always say, like, the most peaceful I ever felt was when I had to do community service.
What?
And I had to, my community service was served at a church, so I was at the church by myself, like, during the week, just, like, cleaning and, like, listening
Oh,
to music, and it was just, like, the most peaceful, like, serene, like, by myself,
I
cleaning
love
the
that.
church, just listening to music, like, and I'm like, "Ugh, I could probably do this every day and be fine."
Why did you have to do community service?
Do we have to go there?
No, you don't have to. I'm just curious.
That's not for the people. I'll tell you after.
That's just for me. Sorry, everyone. I just never knew that. I
No,
never
I
knew
think
that.
I got a DUI actually. That was for, when I got a DUI.
Okay. Well, that's for the people now. It's fine. It happens. You were younger.
No, I was 21. It was like right at 21. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I mean, I don't want to say that's really nothing to be embarrassed about because then it sounds like I'm saying DUAs are fine, but
No,
it's not great.
That was young me.
Yeah.
That was
And
a long
isn't
time
it
ago.
funny how we feel detached from our younger selves?
Oh yeah.
Because
That's
don't you feel like
not
that was
even
like
the same
another person that
Oh yeah,
happened to?
definitely.
It's so weird to me because on some days that actually makes me kind of sad and I feel like, oh my God, I feel so disconnected from the younger version of myself. And then some days I'm like, thank God
Yeah.
that I don't have that big of emotions anymore because my chest couldn't handle those emotions at this age. I would collapse to my death. But sometimes it makes me sad, but sometimes it makes me
No.
happy.
I'm glad. Like I'm sad that I feel old and I'm sad that I'm older. Like I'm 38 now. Like I can't believe I'm only 2 years away from being 40.
Ugh,
That just blows my mind.
that is crazy.
But like at the same time, like I would never want to be 21-year-old me again, like ever.
I have said I wouldn't do my 20s again. Some people think they would, and I'm like, no, I do think my 30s are better. I love my 30s.
I was scared at 30, and again, I'm 38 now, and I'm still not even like okay with the fact that I'm in my 30s and I'm almost 40.
I think your 40s are going to be the best part of your
I
whole
think
life.
so too. And I think that's just because my kids are getting older, and I have like more me time to explore being Jessica again.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but we're going to figure it out.
Do you
like,
still write?
I don't. I can't remember last time I wrote. And I used to love to write, used to love to read. Like those were like huge passions of mine. And like now my daughter loves to write and I love reading her stories. She definitely has.
I didn't know Bailey writes.
She definitely has a creative mind.
Oh my God,
and
I
both
want to
of my
read.
kids are like artists. They both draw. They love to draw. They're really good at drawing too.
I think I did know that about Brayden.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, of course you raise creative kids.
Oh yeah. They're brilliant minds.
Of course.
Brayden's cutting hair now.
Despite their fathers. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, we really took that question for a drive, and I love that for us. And now we only have one more, but it's the spill question.
Yes, let's get it.
Oh, don't think I'm letting you get away with not doing the final question. It's going to be the best one of all, maybe.
Oh, okay. What about you is easy to love?
Is easy to love. I think recently we did what's hard to love, so this is much nicer. I think what's easy to love about me, when I think of like people who love me and I'm like, I bet this is easy for them to love, I would have to say I'm a connector and a caretaker. So like if you are in my good graces, which most people are, it's really hard not to be in my good graces. You really have to mess up. My general disposition is that, oh, I want to like bring you to my house. I want to like, let me have a game night. Let me introduce you. I'll introduce you to people is how you know that I care about you. Because when I care about you, I'm like, come into my world.
Yeah.
Come into my world and come with me to this party and come with me to this dinner and come with me to the park. I'm going to see this person. And like, I mean, you know this about me. I have a lot of people. I have a lot of like dinners and parties and stuff like that. And I think people like that I will put them in my passenger seat. That's a metaphor. You don't want to be in my passenger seat if I'm actually driving. I'm a horrible driver.
I did see you pull in today.
I'm a terrible driver. Did you see me do that U-turn like in the middle of the street?
Oh God, no, and I'm glad I didn't.
Oh yeah, good. I do bad things in the car. So I think that people like that I will take them with me and I will make a place for them and I will give them like they have full access to me. Like I am not a very closed off person once you're in my circle. I'm an open book. I mean, you know there's nothing you couldn't ask me that I wouldn't tell you, in
Right.
probably more detail than you even want to know. I think that's what it is that people know I'm trustworthy, and when I care about you, I genuinely care about you.
Mhm.
At least I hope. I hope that's clear.
No, I get that for sure.
Okay, good. What about you?
Um, I would say that like I'm a good person to come to, like for just to talk, or like
Yeah.
I would say just like as like an example that I can think of right off the bat is like my kids talk to me about like literally anything. Like we and my son has a friend now who's getting to be close. Like he's gonna spend like Thursday to Monday at my house, and he's like, "You can't tell your mom that." And Braden's like, "We don't have secrets in our family."
Yeah.
Like I think that's what's easy to love about me is like you can literally tell me anything and I'm not gonna judge you. And like if you have a problem, like I'm gonna help you to the best of my ability. Like I'll give you advice or we can figure it out together. And that's, that's true for my friends, my family, my kids, especially because I want them to trust me and like come to me for anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is, my job is to make you good people and like good adults. And I can't do that if I don't know what's going on in your life.
That's so
So yeah,
true.
but like as long as I can remember, like all of my friends have always come to me like when they had problems with boys or whatever and just asking for advice. And I think I kind of love that about myself, like that,
Yeah.
that I'm able to because like, I've done crazy stuff too. Like who am I to judge people or, like and I want like I care about my friends just like you said you care about your friends and
Mm-hmm.
wholeheartedly and like I want the best for you at the end of the day. So let's figure this out together.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's 100% true because it's like how I would describe you. You are, I guess that's something that we have in common, but I have to say, like, even though you're only 4 years older than me, I still credit you with part of why I'm like that. I mean, like the Chili's thing was very formative for me
Mm.
because you're the only person actually that ever did that.
Oh,
Like after I came out,
what?
you're the only person I can think of that was like, can I take you to dinner and just like see how you are? Like you literally did that for no reason when you did that.
But like I cared about you, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I was mostly friends with like Christina and Alicia, but like
Yeah.
I talked to you way more than I talked to Christina or Alicia today.
Well, I talk to you more than I talk to them too. And if they're listening, I love you girls. But also like you are definitely you would be more understanding, I think, of things, which is why I always felt so comfortable with you. And like I think even when one of my cousins made comments about the memoir after it came out, like you're the person I went and told because I was just like, she'll understand more
Mhm.
than my actual cousins why that's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
And I won't put them on blast, even though I could. I won't. Um, but yeah, no, you are a caretaker, and I value your advice and your presence, and you are a very calm aura. Like you don't panic. I feel
Mm.
like I wouldn't if I was in a panicked state, I would feel very comfortable going to you.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Wow. You did that. You
We did
sipped,
that.
you savored, you spilled. Jessica, what do you want to leave with our guests before we sign out for the week?
I'm going to say read Lucas with a K by Cameron Tyler. First of all, it is a good read. Um and yeah, I mean, I'm just glad to be here. I'm so honored that you asked me to be here,
Oh my
that I've
God.
gotten to read both of your books before they were like officially out.
You'll always get to read early.
I get to be a
The next
guest.
one, you'll read it early
Yes.
and you'll get it.
Honorary.
Honorary. I call the people that I allow to read the stuff before it comes out, I call my cheerleaders.
I love that.
Especially because you're the mom of a cheerleader,
I
which I didn't know till today
know.
when you sent me that picture. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, she's so slay
Her
in that
cute little,
outfit.
her Bear Creek.
And Bear Creek, my
Yeah.
school. I love that. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming. I'm honored that you said yes. I'm honored that you wanted to reread the
Always.
book and listen to it, listen to my voice for however many hours that book. I think it's like a 7-hour book.
Yeah, it was pretty long.
I mean, you spent the whole weekend with me and I wasn't even at your house. But yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Invite me back.
I'll
I'll be
invite you
here
back.
anytime.
Oh, next time we'll talk about Mural in Space.
Oh my God, and then I will definitely
Then you
cry.
really will
I
cry. I
will.
was really trying not to go anywhere that would make you cry because I didn't know if we'd be able to recover. Because once she starts crying, sometimes I have to say before we go, when she read my second book, A Mural in Space, she FaceTimed me at approximately 11:30 p.m. and I was like, "Oh my God, why is Jessica FaceTiming me?" And I answered, and it was just like your phone under your face, and you were like heaving tears, and I was like,
Just
"Oh my God, what happened?"
bawling.
And you were like, "I read your book." I don't even remember what part it was. I was just like so jarred that you had such a big reaction. So I tried not to go anywhere that would cause that
Oh
today.
yeah.
But next time for sport, I'm going to do it.
Okay, that's fine. I was like prepared to cry. I
I
mean,
know. I even brought
Kleenex.
Kleenex just in case, but I was like, I'm going to go easy on her. If you read the book, maybe you'll be able to figure out why Jessica might cry during the book. And then you can tell us.
Especially if you're a parent.
Especially if you're a parent. That's what you said. Yeah, for both books, you said that. All right. Well, friends, thank you for joining us today. Again, if you have the desire to download Lukas with a K on Kindle, it's free from today through the weekend. So go ahead and get your copy. And as always, live your best life. Don't be a dick. I love you. Goodbye.